Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builders Supply. This video is to bring you a closer look at the Pemko number 274D. This is a dark bronze half saddle threshold. This is just a 6-inch sample that you see here. Just a 6-inch sample of the item. Six-inch sample for purposes of this video. Now this is the 274, which is representative of its profile. The D stands for dark bronze, and this item is available in A for mill aluminum finish, BSP for black suede powder coat, D for dark bronze, and WSP, white suede powder coat. Black powder coat, black suede powder coat, white suede. I think the term suede is used to basically define an inherent characteristic of the powder coating process. Powder coating is not an ultra smooth sort of end result. There is a small amount of texture in it, and it's the way that the paint is pushed onto the material, and also how it's collected on the material. And I think really the problem is it's not an outrageously fine spray pattern. So if you were to inspect a black suede powder coat, you would see anything. You wouldn't call it a glass smooth finish. So I think it's a marketing term, but nonetheless, it's black or white, and that's what they are. Meaning it's not as smooth. It's certainly not as smooth as what an anodized finish would be. So 4 options: mill aluminum, black, white, and then dark bronze. This is a half saddle, and if you use your imagination, it is half of what a saddle would be. Okay, it's literally, a type of threshold that is used in the shorter length like this, the 1/4-inch height, the shorter height, probably as a transition. You might have a concrete sill to tile. You've got about a 1/4-inch that you're contending with. This would be really great for that. A 1/2-inch half saddle is typical as well, because flooring is generally a bit thicker than 1/4-inch. There is an image down below this video that shows the dimensional properties. You can see that it is 4-inch wide, okay, and that it's 1/4-inch tall. Now the 274 is also used in other assemblies. They can slide into this a rigid thermoplastic and then slide another piece into it so that they can accomplish a couple of things. First of all, thermal break thresholds, where you have that insulating thermoplastic here so that if you use this threshold in an exterior application, the transmission of cold or or loss of energy doesn't occur from one side to the other, because you've broken that aluminum connection with that thermoplastic. Number 2, you can put pieces together different half saddle or offset thresholds to accomplish other widths. So if you put 2 of these together, you're going to have about a threshold about 8 1/8 inch wide. They have these in larger and smaller sizes as well, and we'll go over that in a moment. A grooved top surface for anti-slip. If you've ever walked over a smooth threshold, these grooves are here for a reason, and that's to help prevent the potential for slipping. These are listed in the site in lots of different lengths, 2 foot to 8 foot. You can have practically any length that you want. Anything longer than 7 foot is certainly going to be more costly to ship, because package delivery services will not either accept the longer lengths, or they have heavy surcharges. So if you needed a 15-foot length, we can supply that to you. That would ship common carrier, or any length. If you're doing 1 and you need it 10 foot long, the freight's going to be expensive. If you needed 20 at 14 foot, the freight's not a big part of it, because you have a larger quantity. If this was the genuine article, there would be a hole drilled and countersunk, and screws are included in a complementary finish. A hole drilled and countersunk, and then on a specific center down the length of it. The rule of thumb is if it's a 3-foot threshold, you'll have 4 holes. Not every manufacturer observes that all the time, but a general loose rule of thumb, that's what you can kind of expect to see. Let's switch to the screen view, where we can take a look at some supporting documentation. This here is indeed the item that we are looking at. Okay, this happens to be a 7-foot length. Our extended description is here. Includes dimensional information, a small amount of additional information as well. They indicate that it's supplied with 1024 Phillips flathead machine screws. It's not. These are just typical number 10 by maybe 1 inch typical sheet metal screws. Installation instructions, there won't be much here. It'll just basically say measure, cut to length. The item of note here is the the placement of the item itself is obviously up to your application requirements. Thresholds will very commonly be coped around the stop. Exterior thresholds, it would actually be considered best practice that the threshold run the entire width of the frame and have mitered returns out here as well. Some people do like to run the threshold long against the face of the frame because it helps protect the bottom of the jamb from corrosion. This could be an exterior door in a parking lot, and I had a client in Chicago, Catholic Charities, major facility in Chicago on the north side, and the director of building for the entire campus would routinely throw salt out in the winter naturally, and that would just corrode the bottom of the doors. Running thresholds longer is a good idea. Using undercoat that you can get at an auto supply store to the inside of your hollow metal frames, to the underside of your hollow metal doors, all that's a very great idea, very much encouraged. There's even a manufacturer that I've seen that actually offers that as an option. The same sort of spray undercoat that you would use to finish off the repair work that you might do to the frame of an antique car. Same sort of option. Now let's switch to the manufacturer's page here, and this is where we're going to be able to pull up not only all of the Pemko products that we sell, but also a link to the manufacturer's website as well as their full product catalog. And let's open that up now, and then we'll search for 274. I think we'll put an underscore. That may help. Yeah, they insert underscore to indicate the finishes that are available. Okay. Now, in their price list, they do not have the G, the gold anodized, anymore. And I didn't see B, which is a solid architectural bronze. Nor did I see 10BE, but that's certainly going to be available as well, which is a oil rub bronze equivalent. It's a powder-coated finish. So here is your 1/4 by 4. On this page, you'll see 1 11/16, 2 inch, 3 inch, 6 inch, and 1/4 inch height. I don't see a 5 inch. So you'd be able to use those together, as I had mentioned earlier. And as I scroll through the catalog, you'll see other variations of thresholds. And if there's one thing to be absolutely sure about Pemko is that it is their very broad available product offering when it comes to thresholds. Here are those thermal brakes that I had mentioned earlier. When you're using two 274s together, 8 1/8, the 276, pardon me, the larger size was well, apparently it's 2746 for the 1/4 by 6. The 273 that we had seen earlier as a thermal brake, and obviously you can do that 272, which was the 2 inch, if you needed a 4 inch thermal brake. But generally you'll have a wider threshold when they're thermal brake thresholds, generally. Tremendous quantity of options in here. If you're looking for weather stripping solutions, this would be a tremendous resource. While Pemko does not have highly unusual or unique solutions, they do have the broadest range of available solutions, that's to be sure, backed by excellent technical support in their weather stripping department, exceptional customer service. And Pemko also has sliding door material, track and hangers and whatnot. And I'm going to get to that page, or that section, eventually. Here we go. A very, very complete offering of sliding door track and hardware. And speaking of excellent technical support, there is a lady at Pemko who possesses more knowledge over this subject matter than anyone that I've ever spoken to. If there is a product application question, if you're not sure what to use, I would use Pemko, if only for the fact that they have such an exceptional person in technical support there. Literally wrote the book on this material. Just tremendous. Well, I shouldn't say literally. I don't know that she wrote the book on this material, but if she hasn't, I bet she can. Let's wrap up this video on camera. Okay, in conclusion, nice quality item. There's, you know, the threshold business is a very, you know, competitive game. A lot of people do it, but what you're really focusing on with weather stripping companies is their ability to deliver, their ability to support the product, and to be able to supply it to you in a timely fashion. Something out of their product line. Any questions on the Pemko 274D half saddle or offset style threshold or any other Pemko product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you.